Welcome back to the Acoustic Shop. Today we are back to do a battle of the bling. That's what I'm going to call it. This is the fanciest guitars that we have seen in here. And I am John, this is Jeremy, and we are going to be doing this battle of the bling with a Eastman AC922 and a Taylor PS-14CE. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about two of the most blinged out guitars that we have ever had in the shop.
And as such, I can see you're wearing your Marty Stewart ascot.
My ascot.
Because you like the bling.
Just now noticed, thank you for bringing that up, that I have this on. This is actually
a COVID
my
mask.
COVID protection mask here. And anyway, yes, I'm wearing it right now.
Forgot to take it off before filming this episode, but he had it on the last song we played and the intro, so we're gonna go with it.
We're gonna go with it. Yeah, so there you go.
Fashionable.
We got my ascot. This makes me feel like I'm fancy. That's what it is.
And
today,
talking about fancy,
we shall talk about fancy guitars, including this one. Brand new guitar from Eastman. This is actually the first time we've ever seen this, and actually has even gone through some new production specs.
Updates.
Updates, yes, correct.
And another cool thing
about those.
We love when we actually sell the guitars before we get to do a review. This guitar sold yesterday. We said, hey, we're going to ship it out tomorrow right after we do a video review of it.
That's right.
So this is the guitar you bought. Congratulations. You'll see this. The guitar should arrive before the video launches.
It should, absolutely. But anyway, this is Eastman's brand new AC922CE. And we happen to have a Taylor counterpart, actually with more fanciness than even this, which is the Presentation Series 14. So it'll be, again, in that GACE 14, or I think they would call this like a 914-ish deal.
But this is the Presentation Series. That's the one that they...
Has all the bling. This particular one has Brazilian rosewood and every speck of abalone you can possibly put.
Every angle of the binding.
Did you even look inside the fretboard?
I did not.
The fretboard is a very thin line all the way up through the peg head. There is tons of abalone on there. That guitar weighs 4,000 pounds because of all of the stone in there.
It's not stone. It's like a pearl. It's like a shell.
Yeah, it's stone.
And even the truss rod cover.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a beautiful guitar.
Absolutely. So we'll go through the specs on this. I guess we'll talk, since you've got that one in your hand, we already started talking about it. Presentation Series, this one came out quite a few years back, is Brazilian rosewood, and I do believe this was actually Taylor's way of throwing everything and still not going over the top. It's over the top, but it's not over the top.
So it gets two O's.
It gets two overs instead of the three. So there you go. Abalone binding, like we said on this, that is actually on all sides as a white binding or purfling line to go along with it. Beautiful multicolor abalone, by the way, and a really nice inlay pattern. I believe that was actually done by our friends at, is it Pearl? That does all the stuff for Ellis mandolins, and I can't remember their company, but I believe they did this for Taylor. Absolutely beautiful presentation guitar, and we figured...
You've got that thin, goes all around the headstock too.
I saw that, that's what I was telling you, yeah.
Very delicate.
Sure enough, absolutely. With again, this has a Sitka spruce top and Brazilian rosewood sides and back, of course, ebony bridge and ebony fretboard. Just overall has all the major specs that you would want to see out of a Taylor guitar. And we got this guitar in, so we figured, well, let's put it up against it. So we have Battle of the Bling. Brand new guitar for Eastman. They've redone the 900 series. They've done all of the Grand Auditorium series, really, and we've been getting all of them in one at a time. Redid the 422 slightly. The 522 came in. We did a review of that. You guys have seen it. 622 came in with maple, and 7 has come in. Now 9. So the 922, the updates for this are, of course, Indian rosewood sides and back. Does have the bevel armrest on this. Beautiful maple wood binding all the way around it. This has an Engelmann spruce top and a really delicate vine inlay in this particular one. More pearl, less of the multicolor abalone on the fretboard. Does have an extra wings instead of on the belly of it, has wing accents, and a rosette that is actually inlaid, not just with the block inlay abalone that is on that particular
For me, I
one.
wasn't real fan of that pattern around the rosette. It's a little...
It's a rose.
It's a little
I call this less
attention-getting.
of a vine and more of a, I guess it would be a rose vine. I guess that could be a thing. Anyway, they do have that in here. There are some rose. There was a variation of this that came out earlier than this. I actually like this one personally a little bit better. So there's my opinion. I know you're not big on huge inlays.
Also not around the sound hole. I think it's a little odd, I think, but...
There you go.
Hey, to each his own.
That's right.
And it has a sound port at the top. We haven't
It
talked
does.
about that.
It does have the sound port, which, again, I know sounds silly. I always thought it was silly. It seems to not be silly because it definitely gives you a lot more depth and volume straight to you as the player. So for the player, big difference. It obviously is not going to make a big difference for the listener out front, but a great guitar nonetheless. Other updated specs on this. They went and kept the inlay going all the way up into the peg head. It does look really, really nice. This was a brand new spec that we did not expect to see on here, which is 510 tuners. This is all the rage right now. All the major manufacturers are doing this, and I just got off the phone with Dan at Eastman, and yes, this is the new spec for this guitar. When I originally saw this, it did not have 510, so this will be
As of the making of this video.
Yeah, well, it could change, but this is, from going forward, supposed to be the new spec. 510 tuners with the Ivoroid buttons on it. I like this new back stripe as well. Look at this crazy figured heel cap. All the wood binding on here looks absolutely great. So, we'll talk about the tone qualities of both these guitars. I think both of them are fabulous. I know we make this out to be a battle, and I've said this over and over. I don't think there is a battle. All guitars, all great guitars right now being built are probably some of the best guitars ever
The best
built.
battles are when they're like comparable and very well matched. Like nobody would do a pay-per-view to watch me and Mike Tyson go at it. It's just it's not. It's unequal.
That is
And
very
I probably
true.
imagine he's not a very good mandolin player, so you probably don't want to go watch him perform live.
I bet you might be surprised. He could probably be. I could just see Mike Tyson killing it on the mandolin.
Tell him everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face. You forget where your G chord is, Mike.
I got that. Anyway, these are both great guitars. Definitely top of the line pieces. Like you said, though, one of the things that I think we need to make sure we pay attention to is this is a sub $3,000 guitar. This, as a used guitar, is almost in the $10,000 range, 9 something or other. So that it even stands in that world is absolutely phenomenal. I do think there are a lot of various
Obviously,
different
Brazilian Rosewood's going to have...
affect that, and it doesn't create it, but tonally, I think they're both different enough to have their own space in anybody's arsenal.
So what you're saying is people should buy both of them.
I would absolutely love it if people bought both of them. They're both great guitars. I do think this has a little bit darker, richer tone to it. For me, the player, I've played both of these guitars. Now, I don't know what they sound like out front, but I would say for me, especially with the sound port, I noticed definitely a major difference in the darkness.
I could put one in this guitar if you want a very equal comparison between the two.
I'm not sure that's a great idea, Jer.
Well, it's an offer that's out there. Whoever buys this, if you love sound port, I have a hammer.
A saw
Have
and a
hammer, will sound port.
port.
I gotta say, and we've talked about this before, I don't love the electronics drilled into the side of the guitar. So this has the your tone volume controls, the expression system. I guess some people, that's kind of become a signature thing with Taylor, although I've seen recently they're doing maybe a little less of that. They're more in the sound hole. I like not altering the part of the guitar that you may decide I want to change that pickup to something else, and then you're going to have 3 screw holes in the side of your guitar, or even bigger when they have the big battery pack.
Plugs. I think they have come out with rubber plugs for the expression system. Let's talk about that real quick. Pickup systems in general. This has become various conversations have been had. I know with the expression system, I think it's a great system. It is one of those systems, though, that you either absolutely love it or you really don't. And if you're a person who doesn't love it, you're never going to love it. It's just what it is. It does what it does extremely well. But if you don't love that sound, it is not there. And that's where I agree with you, Jeremy. I think the tough spot for people is recognizing that modern guitars nowadays, we're dealing with multi-$1,000 instruments, and we're dealing with electronics. Everybody knows electronics are built to fail. They are built to be outdone. There should be technology should continue to improve to the point where we get better. I mean, the expression system alone has gone through multi-generations of different types of expression systems. So that said, one thing that I personally agree with you, and you may not, as the viewer here, agree with, is talking about whether or not you should have something with a mount in the actual instrument. Proprietary pickup system. And I think what has become much more sought after are stuff like what LR Bags did. With this, you have your controls with the Anthem system that is right here on the inside, but can be easily removed and then replaced with something else when it comes around.
You just end up replacing the strap button at the end.
The only thing that has been modified is this particular end right here, and that's just to size it out for an input jack. Makes it a lot easier to do that. Now again,
this one, it's pretty much altered just for this expression system. You can't really change that out and put a new one in there without having this large egg-shaped hole.
I know a lot of people love the fact that you don't have to change batteries. It's easier to change the batteries from the outside. Again, I get it. I think that's a wonderful thing. But if I had the druthers of going, well, I can't update my pickup system, but I can change the battery, I would still always go with, I would much rather be able to reach in. And with this one, I can see the battery right here. That's kind of cool. No, I'm just kidding.
Your hand's not small enough to change it. But yeah, it's a debatable thing.
It is definitely something that can be debated, and people can figure out what works best for them.
I think if I were shopping for a guitar, that would kind of turn me off. It's just, what if I want to change the pickup? I guess you got some outboard equipment that you could use, but if I want to customize it with my favorite pickup system, I am very limited on one that has already altered the side of the guitar or the end pen or the heel of the guitar.
Correct.
So I like being able to have an internal electronics. We kind of deviated a little bit there from the...
it's all right. We talked about the shootout of what's the difference between these two guitars. I think that is an important conversation. Please tell us what you guys think. If you got better solutions for outdated electronics that have modified the actual guitar, I'd love to hear more about that.
I saw Gibson came up with some great ideas. You lay them out across the ground and run a backhoe over them.
That also turned out to be a bad outdated electronics video that people did not care for very much.
Look at that on YouTube. It's not a good way to dispose of some guitars that you didn't like the pickup systems on.
Anyway, both of these guitars are fabulous. We're actually going to do a little bit of tone samples of both of them, so we'll kind of get to that here.
I'll let you do that because you're better than me.
Well, so. I don't know about that, but at least it will be the same player, so it'll make it a little fairer. So we'll do that right now.
Hey, thanks for watching that video that we just did. I'm gonna make this universal, so we're gonna use it on all the videos.
Good
I hope
plan.
you enjoyed that thing that I said. And if you'd like to see more things like that, then subscribe down below where it says subscribe. You'll be notified anytime we do another video.
And while you're at it, make sure to check out our website, theacousticshoppe.com. We have free shipping on most products and one of the best return policies in the country.
We know what it's like to buy an instrument online. You never know what you're gonna get. When you get it, if you're not happy with it, send it back to us. We're not gonna be mad at you.
No.
We'll be a little disappointed in you, but no. We want you to find the right instrument, and there's no way to know until you try it. So we encourage you to try it out, play it, and then if it's not the right fit, we'll find the one that is.
There we go.
Also, be sure to comment down below. We'd love to interact with you guys. It's not a one-way street here.
No.
You get to say things, we get to say things back to you. If we say mean things, we're gonna say mean things back. So.
We may or may not do that. Anyway, we thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.